Hello, how's it going?
Hi.
It's going great.
Awesome, awesome. So, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for coming on my show. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
Was that you? The
What's
date?
that? Oh, yeah, I know my ring hit metal.
Oh, I thought this was like a kind of a shock jock welcome to the group. Bing.
See, that's my ring. I got Jason on my ring, so.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ah, legend.
So, the first thing I want to start out asking you both, well, asking Theta first is what inspired you to want to write and make the film?
I was inspired by John's ability to play this character. Uh, I've seen John do um, versions of something like this character in his own work over the years. I know that it's an archetype that he can embody better than anyone else on Earth, which is just the person who wants to do something very simple, like
Mhm.
cook or throw a party, and who for whatever reason, yeah, just can't make it work. And a character for whom that is the worst calamity imaginable. And
Yes.
and so that is basically the idea is just for John to be able to do that in depth in a different, maybe different register slightly than he's been able to do in the past, and to surround him by people who are his opposites, basically,
Oh wow, okay.
other characters. That's
And
my
and
inspiration. John is my inspiration. John is my muse. That's what I should just say.
okay, so like the whole film revolves around John.
Exactly.
Okay. And John, when did you first find out about the script and what drew you to the script? I guess being that the movie surrounded around you, right?
Well, when is an interesting question because I think you gave it to me on my birthday. You may have alluded to some idea of me with a model beforehand.
Maybe years previous,
Yeah.
I had an idea a long, long time ago about you in the house trying to feed a model something, and him
Yeah.
saying, no, 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 no more buttery pasta.
Yes, me trying to fatten the model was I think
Yeah.
the original joke or prompt. And then but then on my birthday, Theta sent me a like complete first draft of the script. And I was, this was in the middle of COVID, but that's not even necessarily like why my career felt particularly bleak. It was more just like it was more like I just so rarely get to do things that are this intelligent,
Okay.
and have a kind of New Yorky literary ensemble feel. Like, there's like a real uh this movie is very like for all of its like kind of screwball elements and its irreverence and silliness, it's very profound and it's very intelligent, and so that I was very very excited to, as Theta kind of alluded to before, like add some different shades to this archetype that I tend to play, something a little more like sad and bleak, than I
Yeah.
usually do. And I just was so excited to work with Theta. It's like I don't get to work like I mean I actually do. Actually, my whole career is basically me working with my friends. But for like on a feature film level, to like work with on my friends like writing, and to be able to jump into like a process with a friend where we already have a kind of established mode of conversation. Theta and I have been friends since 2011 or something like that,
Oh wow.
and 2010, 2009 maybe even. I don't even know, but like because I guess if I were but or 2010. Anyway, 2009. But I do think we've been talking for years. We've been talking about the world together as friends. We've been looking out at the world
Yeah.
together and trying to process it together for so long. And so it was so nice to kind of formalize that and have like other people allow us to like professionalize that, and it
Yeah.
was thrilling.
we had a strong foundation to build from,
Yeah.
uh, which is what,
Okay.
which is the I think a dream.
Ah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And without giving a lot away about the film, basic like the film, this is a question for you both. Like, why do you think everyone, mostly everyone in the film, are drawn to the model and want to be around him and see him?
That's such a great question.
I know.
There, there's Carla has a line in the movie about models that she says first of all they're very attractive. But it's not just that. I think it's that these are people. I think that the millennials in the movie, played by me, by John, by Amy Zimmer as Vanessa, are people who are at the end of their youth phase. Their youth window has basically closed, and like maybe the encounter with like a young new energy when you're stuck in the house uh, 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 with your partner with whom you're not getting along, or if you're alone, at a weird point in life. I would say that John's character actually is not drawn to Bahlul, that is put together with him almost against his will, out of like a sense
Yeah.
of duty, and he would actually rather that Bahlul not be there, so that he doesn't have to think about how magnetic and innocent and serene and charismatic and intelligent he is. Um, but those are the very qualities that draw everyone else toward him, because he's new, he's different. He's like the character is very strongly marked as like being exotic and exoticized by all of these people who are drawn to his ethnicity, to his accent, to the fact that he looks different, that everybody finds that like very interesting because they're stuck, because they're stagnant, and this is new energy. So it's kind of vampiric.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I I definitely see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is there, like, for me, when I saw the film, I thought it was pretty I thought it was pretty funny, the scene with the raw chicken falling, slipping and falling on the raw chicken.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
is there any scene that you both had the most fun doing?
Mm,
I have an easy answer for that, but
yeah.
do you have an answer? Do you have one?
Well, it's hard not to pick the birthday scene in the middle of it, the long conversation we have, just because it was the only time where we weren't like really rushed and where
Mhm.
we could really like, and I don't, that's not, that's not unique to this set. I mean, I think most film shoots are really just rushed, and
Gosh, yeah.
you rarely get to luxuriate in and figure out the nuances in the way that we got to do with that, because we were all sitting down, we were all memorized,
Yeah.
and it was a very long scene, so it did require kind of like quiet on the set. It required like extreme focus and like,
Yeah.
and there wasn't like crazy camera moves. We were just sitting there, and so we really that was so thrilling to me, because I feel like we really got to feel the characters in a way that you often don't. It often always feels so artificial when you're acting, and you
Yeah.
just feel like you're a puppet, and that's also part of the joy. But like this, we really got to be a little more indulgent, I think, and really feel the
Yeah.
dynamics and really clearly. And I love Sleeping on Chicken. I loved pratfalling.
I think that's a stand-up moment. I think that John's pratfall work there is extraordinary. And for me, for me, unfortunately, John wasn't present for this. My best day on set was before
Mhm.
the first day of shooting, when I went out to the Fire Island Pines with our Bahlul, the young Bahlul and his mother, to shoot camcorder footage for these sort of flashback memories. Uh, it first of all, everybody loves Fire Island, but secondly, it was just me, a camcorder, no lines to get, no action, no cut, just like actually feeling very, very free out there. And like I have dreamt throughout this whole process of being like, okay, well, if that was my favorite thing of the whole thing, like, how can we do more of that next time? How can we
Yeah,
actually be
yeah.
free? How can we experience that? So,
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having
thank
us.
you.